First of all, with any session, the way I love to begin is just first of all, just dropping into our heart and just thinking about one or two things, just whatever comes to your mind straight away, regardless of the day you had, even if you woke up, as they say, on the wrong side of the bed, there's always something for us to be grateful for. So I just want you to drop it into your heart, and you don't have to say it loud. You just need to just have that beautiful intention of gratitude, because when we begin with gratitude, straight away, we're just more open to receiving more. So I just want you to drop into your heart now and just think of something that you are so grateful for right now in your life. It could even just be waking up this morning, anything, having a beautiful drink. So just give you some time just now to just drop into your heart and just really feel into how beautiful and blessed we are just every day. Amazing. And then if we could just come back, what I'd just like us to do is almost in the opposite to that. Sometimes we just hold on to so much in our body and we don't even know what it is sometimes. It's just something niggling at us. So again, just to set the tone, I want us to just breathe in, bring up all that energy, bring it down to our center, to our heart, and then we're just gonna really push out. Imagine there's almost like something really heavy in front of us that we're just gonna push it out. Obviously, don't push your laptop over or anything in front of you. Make sure you have enough space. So we're going to do that.
It's only me. Are you guys able to hear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying. And thank you for anyone that's just joined. So what we're just going to do, we just gave a little bit of gratitude, and now what we're going to do is we're going to drop into our heart center by breathing in from our heart center all the way up, bringing all that energy up, bringing it down to our heart, and we're just going to push out anything that no longer serves us. Okay, anything that is not serving us anymore. Are we ready? Let's go together. Here we go, guys. Sorry, I forgot to mention, hold it a little bit. Just hold it that little bit. Let's go again. Let's go, guys. Push it out. Right now, this time we're going to really, really, really anything that's in us that just does not serve us anymore, we're just gonna really visualize it and imagine it is leaving. Okay, goodbye. We're not interested in that anymore. So we're gonna hold it in, and just because our body sometimes likes to take control, and we're gonna take back that power and control, we're gonna hold it just for a little bit until it's a little uncomfortable, to prove that we are in control today and we are in control of our body. And then we're just gonna push it out, okay? Let's go. Wow, how are we feeling? I know I can't hear you all, but I feel ready. I feel ready to just be present in the moment and just to absorb anything that I need to hear today. Okay? With that in mind, I just want you, because with everything, anyone we connect to, anything we read, anything we show up for, we have to be clear on our intention. So just with that in mind, I just want you to just think really carefully now about what is your intention for today? What made you read the post about this Zoom meeting today? And what was it that sparked something inside of you that made you think, do you know what, today I'm going to take time out of my day, which I'm so thankful for you all for, to come and listen to this Zoom meeting, because this is an exchange of energy and your time. So I want you to just set that intention. What is it today that you would like to get an answer to? And I just want you to just think about that really carefully, and whether it comes up and it's answered during the meeting or at the end, just know that that answer, whether it's right now in this minute or later in the day, is going to come to you. So just think about that intention today. And I'm going to set my intention today that I will be able to provide you with what it is that you are intending to get out of this session today. That's my intention for you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Shamira. Lovely to see you. All right. It's just my hair's all over the place, so that's why I'm blocked out. I did come up for a little while.
You are very, do you know what? You come as you are. I just love you being here. You're very welcome. So what I just explained is, we've just done our beautiful gratitude, done our grounding, done our intention setting. And now I just want to take this time to just explain to you, of course, what the intention of this session was for me, which is to share something really special and powerful to me about my journey with the power of words and intuitive movements. And then I want to give you some like actionable steps. And then finally, I would like to conclude with a question and answer session. So if anyone has any questions based on what I've shared, I would love to be able to answer them in the best way I can. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and everyone who listens to this at a later date. I know you're taking time out of your day, which is really, really special and important to me. So going back to why we start putting these, which are essentially labels on ourselves. Why am I now calling myself an empowerment coach? What does that even mean? Why do I want to show up as a motivational speaker? Who am I to put that label on myself right now? Because actually we're not in boxes. We are multidimensional. We are mothers. We are daughters. We are anything. We have so many different hats, and unfortunately, a lot of time in life, so many different masks. And that is what I'm so passionate about, because most of my life, I grew up with a mask for this setting, a mask for this setting, just constantly being like a chameleon and blending into the environment, and just thinking like, okay, what's the energy here? What am I feeling in this setting? Don't shine too brightly, don't be too bold, don't show up too much. Just blend in, just like everyone else. Because standing out is not good. People will start noticing you. People will start having opinions about you. But this is the whole point. This is the whole point. It's exhausting. And it's not saying that we have to go in a room and be loud. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to go in and be loud. But when you align to your heart and who you truly are, energy is felt. And people feel that. So even though I knew the kindness of my heart, and I knew that I was still coming from a place of love, people felt in my energy that I wasn't being authentic, that something, if someone said something and I was agreeing to it and I didn't actually agree to it, and I'm not saying that means we voice it, but people can feel that when you're just like, people feel that energy. So it's not to go out there and start, causing chaos and craziness by just being like, no, this is me. I will speak my mind. I'm going to say how I want to say. I want to show up how I want to show up. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when you are using your words, your beautiful, sacred, powerful words, really think about what is your intention when you're sharing this message? So today, it's my intention to just be the teacher, to be the guide, to be the one sat on the pedestal. No, I'm no different to you. I am me, you are you. I'm just here to share my story because there was a time in my life where it wasn't a great story. There was a lot of chaos surrounding me, but you know what? I I create that chaos through my words and my actions because I thought, being the funny girl that had the funny stories, which were really disempowering. The one of everything happening to me, the poor victim mentality, the scarcity mindset, the lack, and oh, victim, victim, victim. And I'm not saying that that's the same life for you, but I brought that on myself. I sabotaged those relationships because I wanted to quickly destroy them before they could get into my heart and maybe allow me to be open and vulnerable to love.
Yeah.
So there was a moment where things were happening in my life, and it was a really not great time. And I'm sure at the perfect time, the perfect way, I will share that story one day. But right now, I'm in this mode of transformation, of empowerment, of not really going too much back there, going back there to see how much you've come forward and to just open those doors and keep breaking through those barriers and ascending to where you are supposed to be. Okay, because right now, in this very moment, we're not that little girl anymore. We're not that person that was in that relationship. We're not that person who all these things happened to. Right now, in this very moment, we are what we want to be today. And we are heading full steam ahead to where we are going. Okay, and we look back to say, wow, wow, what a transformation. What growth, what empowerment I have now brought to my life. Because I told those funny stories, but inside I was crying. I was crying because more and more and more came into my life. And the moment I started realizing how sacred and how powerful and impactful my words are, and I started changing them and tweaking them a little bit every day, my results completely changed. And that includes people speaking words onto my life, because I'm not saying that we have to be perfect. No, we have our personalities where, okay, at times I can be clumsy. But if someone's going to keep saying, oh, you do this and you, and I allow that, I'm going to receive more of that. So instead, in those moments, I say, okay, I do show these behaviors, but actually I'm working on it. I'm working on improving this. And it's not now disregarding everything else, but it's just saying in those very moments that no, I'm not going to keep putting myself in this box. I'm going to use my words to improve my mindset, to improve my life, to improve my transformation. What am I bringing into my life right now? Speak it, because actually, in speaking it, when you are in those circles where someone sees that old version of you, that's when you have to be courageous, because you have to be brave to change the narrative, to change the story. Because those people, do you know how many people say to me, "Oh, Shelley, you're like this." No, I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that, because I know where I'm heading. And in order to just stay at the same capacity, the same level, without always seeking that next step, that further transformation and expansion, then we're just settling. And settling is fine, but 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 eventually there's going to be something in us that just brings this spark of inspiration. Things are going to change in our life that just make us think, oh, I like that, what's happening there in that person's life. Well, that seed is being planted for a reason, because there's something inside of you that yearns for that is worthy of that. So going back to the power of words and intuitive movements, most of my life, I didn't realize that when I used to go in my room and I used to dance, I thought I was just dancing because it was something I loved, but it wasn't. When I was going into that room and there was so much chaos and so much um disruption and just confusion in my life, I tapped into something that brought me joy, that brought me passion. And it's almost like I'd go in there and I'd hide away from the world and I would just express, whether it's the tears, whether it's the madness, and I would just express exactly how I felt because I didn't have the words or the courage to speak them. So I'm not saying that, yes, start dancing, because what works for me might not work for you. I could say to you, go for a walk in nature, and the whole time you're thinking it's cold. Oh, when's it going to end? When am I going to get home? That's not for you. What's for you? You know, go back to that childlike wonder. What did you love doing as a child? Was it building something? Was it creating something? Was it kicking a football around? Because again, we have these societal beliefs that we can't now go and dance anymore. You're an adult. Go to a setting and do it properly. No. Who's put these rules in place? Who decided all of this? You want to dance, you want to sing, you want to create. Give yourself permission to do that. Because it's when I dance that I get those ideas for my business. I get that motivation for what I want to do, because I'm in my highest vibration and my happiest moments. So that's why I combine the both, because in me knowing what I love, painting, dancing, going for beautiful walks in nature, going back into what I enjoy, I am able to seek the clarity, to seek the inspiration of what I need to do next. Yes, we can sit there and meditate. If that's something for you, and being in that stillness and that quietness works for you, beautiful. But for me, my mind is very active. I'm very active and, as you can see, very expressive person. So someone actually telling me to just sit, and I did a 5-day retreat, by the way, everyone, a silent 5-day retreat. And do you know, do you know how hard that was for me? But I'm so proud of myself, because I learned so much about myself that I can now use that to explain that no, for some people, that's not for you. Don't do it. If you have something in you there's that resistance, don't do it. Because if you're continuously sat there thinking, when's it over? When's it over? You're not going to get that inspiration. So just today, I want you to just take time today to really sit with yourself and give yourself permission to look into doing something you used to love. Because yes, we are here to make an impact. We are here to be of service to the world. But we're also here to pour into ourselves, because if our vessel is not full, we don't have the capacity to overflow. And if you are giving from a vessel that's not full, that's taking. And eventually something's going to just happen that is just going to come out of the blue, because you have to be so full yourself, full of yourself. Another expression that's very negatively spoke about. Of course, you need to be so full of yourself, of your vision, of your mind, of your words, of where you're going, in order to be able to express to other people. So give yourself that permission today to really pour into you and your passions, because in keeping that balance, that's when the real miracles and the transformation happens. So, with that in mind, I want you to, it doesn't have to be today, but we often do this waiting. The moment is now. Now. Let's do this now. Not tomorrow, not the next day. What could you do today, either to pour back into your beautiful vessel, or what step do you know that you should be doing towards your vision, your goals, and your life that you want to create, that you're just holding off? You're just holding it off a little bit. What could you do today? And not, say it's a YouTube channel, not start thinking, oh, I need to go and get all the equipment first. I need to do this. I need to do this. No, this is procrastination. This is something trying to keep you stuck back in that loop. Just do it. And don't do it for the huge goal. Do it for you. Do it for you. Show up for you and make it happen. Whether it's writing a beautiful message to someone, giving forgiveness to yourself, forgiveness to another. Give yourself permission today to do something out of your routine, something that is going to just give you a switch in your mindset and to just send you closer to that beautiful goal that you want to achieve today. You can do it. You can do it. No capping. So, with that in mind, our network, I believe, is our net worth. Who we connect with, who we talk with, what we read, what we invest our time in is really important. It's important for me, it's important for you. And when I was going through my transformation, I didn't have a community. I didn't have an accountability partner. I had YouTube. I had YouTube, and I am so thankful for YouTube. And I just immersed myself in all the knowledge, all the information. But I didn't have that communication. I didn't have that fire from someone, that adrenaline, that motivation to say, on those days when our mind is so chaotic, so negative, because we all have these days. None of us are just perfectly positive. I didn't have that person to just say, I'm actually struggling today. And just be given just that motivation, someone to just take from their full vessel and just pour into mine a little. We have the power in us to change our lives ourselves. But when we have a strong community like this beautiful community today, that I am so honored to be a part of and to speak my journey and my story today with you all. There's something in growing as a community, in going after our visions and having people believe in us and blocking out that noise. Because I will tell you something, as you expand, and we'll get real with this, you are going to have so many things trying to distract you, so many things trying to get in your way, because you are evolving. You are evolving, and you will get that little test of, can I do this? And you know what? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that's why we take that masculine and that feminine energy. We take the beautiful essence of that feminine flowing energy. We both have it. Feminine does not mean female, and masculine does not mean male. We have both in us. And we take that fire that we need to make action with that masculine energy. But we surrender and we trust with that beautiful feminine energy. And just know it is done. So with that in mind, I don't want you to focus on the money. The money is not important right now. Transformation and impact is important. You feel cool to go and look on my website or to go on my my platforms, which I shared in the chat, and even just connect with me and have a free discovery call. You are more than welcome, even if we just have a little chat, just to give you some alignment and just discuss the words you're speaking. I'm offering that to you. But again, I'm thankful for your time here today. And if you have any questions, I would love to do my best to answer them for you. And if you're watching this at a later date, you can see on my name, it has my website. And I know you won't see the chat, but you are more than welcome to go on my website, and there'll be a form you can fill out to connect with me. And thank you all so much for taking time out of your day today to connect with me and this incredible community. And I'm just really excited to see what little seeds of inspiration you've got today to just really excel and propel you just that little bit more towards your ultimate fulfillment. No capping, no capping.
Shalmira, I really enjoyed your meditation because I'm a great one for meditation. And I know that even when I have a few hours sleep, like for example, even last night I had 2 hours sleep. And I know this is a great booster without taking, I don't know, pills or anything like that. So, I mean, thank you for for doing this wonderful session. Obviously, because it was the middle of the day, I mean, we have had at least 12 people, but then, like they say, if we are doing these regularly, but I would ask all ICG chairs going forward if we can have the banners at the back, and because we want to promote you as well as the group, because you know if we unite, we can create that ripple. The ripple is already happening, and this is why even last night I was talking to people right till about 3:40 last night, this morning, with new people coming in, and just before we joined. So apologies for that, Chairman. Both myself and Meenakshi were in a meeting, and we didn't realize that we were late by joining by a few minutes. So apologies, but I think everybody probably has taken something away. And I know for a fact that if you were here physically in front of us, you would have had us off our seats, jumping as well, dancing away, because you are a powerhouse. And this is and you were, and as Meenakshi will be sending the details, there is a business conference that we're having for a day in Ipswich in March. She will be sending, if anybody wants to join, be a speaker, whether it's physically or virtually, please do. and you know our Franco that came from Spain. She
Yeah.
was on the phone this morning, so she's dying to come. I don't know where she finds the time, but that's fine. And so if anybody wants to join, please let Meenakshi know, and she will be sending the details through. And if all of you don't worry about, like Shamil said, how we look, if everybody can put their cameras on for a few minutes, and if you got questions, just please ask her. She's a wonderful coach. She's a wonderful, human being, and you can see the energy even as she's sitting there glowing. And if people want a coach, please refer her. Let's first of all, I mean, the idea is, yes, we can refer people outside, but if we have those ICG as part of our organization, like we have Dr. Lady Vanette, who's wonderful at doing logos and so on. So if anybody's looking for, so let's promote that, let's build the team, and then, as we grow, and we will grow together. That is the purpose. And so if anybody else has got any more questions for, oh, my beautiful Dr. Angela is there. This is a person, Shalmira, you should really get to know. You're both beautiful souls, and she is an amazing lady. All right. So I'm sure we're going to go, heaps and bounds, which we are already doing. All right. So anybody got any questions for Shalmira, please do feel free to say so. Yeah.
Thank you
Take
so much for the lovely session.
You're very welcome.
Thank you
Thank you
so much.
all
I
so
can
much
feel
for
the
taking time
positive
out your
energy, to
day.
be honest. I can feel the positive energy around. So, yeah, as rightly said by Dr. Apinash, that you are powerhouse. So I can feel that. So I have one question. Like, you said when your mind gets stuck into something that, something has happened, uh, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't happened with me, but I've seen people like I always like these motivational, podcasts. I keep on listening them as well. So I have a question like when someone gets stuck over and over again with the same thing. So as you said,
Mm,
you should ignore it. So, but down
yeah,
in the conscious mind, that thing lies in it. You know,
yeah.
keeps
So
on
sorry if that's, yeah. I
so
don't mean
it
ignore it.
keeps on
Sorry.
it keeps on growing with the pile and
Yeah.
aggravating. And sometimes when a situation comes and a trigger
Mm,
happens, and the entire piles then comes out, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So
So
in that kind of situation, what do you think a person should do, like, with the
yeah.
past experiences? If I say I was into a situation wherein I felt something bad about somebody, or
Yeah.
whatever, I ignored it. But that's something I ignored it that didn't affect me, although,
Mm,
but yes, it stayed. 1% of it stayed in my subconscious mind. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And similar thing happens again. And then,
Yeah.
when it keeps on happening in a loop, your subconscious mind gets filled up
Yeah.
with so many those negative things, and it
Mm.
comes out with a trigger. So how do you handle that kind of a situation?
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I really appreciate you pulling up because when I'm in the mode, I will tell you now, I will have to go back and watch it because I'm just so I really appreciate you bringing up words that I say because I want to make sure my messages are really, really clear.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much because absolutely we do not ignore things. We do because that's suppressing, okay?
Yeah.
Um so in that moment, what I have learned to do, because I will tell you there was a time where there was a lot of passion in me, not in a good directed way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like someone would say something and I would boom, like that I didn't say that, blah blah blah. And I would get into this whole thing. And that is reacting.
That is
I did
reacting.
a I did a big thing, a big post about this actually yesterday. So in those moments where hi Al, in those moments where you feel this loop or this reacting coming up in you. You feel like there's something that's trying to give you an instant reaction. Pause, 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 breathe, acknowledge. Okay. Hey, interesting. And just until you can get into that space, and it might take a day, where you need to think because you want to be proactive, not reactive. Because in being reactive, we get this sense of satisfaction in that moment of like, yes, I defended myself. Yes, yes, yes. But actually, what do we feel afterwards? Often very low vibrational feelings of like, oh, maybe regret. Oh, maybe I should have said this. Maybe I could have done that. Oh, actually, that wasn't the best. And that's why we want to eliminate this by taking that moment. And sometimes, you know, it could be someone right at you in that very moment. And I know that's not easy to go, pause, breathe. They're going to be like, what is she doing? Of course, when something's coming at you, listen, listen, and just really calm yourself and think, even if what they're saying is so far from the truth about you, just breathe and just from a place of love and grace and gratitude, why is this happening right now? And in you keeping your center and you being calm, that will radiate out because you can't have fire come out at you without fire igniting it even more. So in that moment when you have, if you can just take a moment, okay, and then just say, I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. Acknowledge their feelings as well, because no one's right and no one's wrong, and they are feeling the way they're feeling for a reason. And just say, I want to think about that, and is it okay if I get back to you? And that gives you that space to breathe and to have a moment and to reflect, because we're brought up to think that we have to constantly like defend ourselves, stick up for ourselves, you know, but actually you don't. What does it matter? You know the true you. And the same is with your mind. So this is obviously a physical example. Your mind, when your mind is that active and that negativity and that force, can just be like, again, okay, mind, I feel like you're processing something at the moment. You're believing an old storyline. Okay, I can see why this is coming up, but this is not what I believe anymore. How could you reframe it? You know, like, oh, look, you're so stupid. You did that again. Well, no, actually, I'm working on that. How could you reframe it positively? Because I agree with you. If you let it, you just try to suppress and be like, no, 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 it will get louder and it will get stronger. And
Yeah.
that's why we need to reframe the situation and give ourselves time to breathe.
Yeah, that's what I read somewhere today. That if you keep on thinking about negative thoughts, your mind will make it evident, that yes, you are thinking it right. And if you stop your mind then and there and start thinking positive, your mind will start giving you, situations, and you will start
Yeah.
perceiving positive things.
Yeah, but also be kind to yourself in those moments, because we all have them. I have those days where, you can't just be like, oh, Miss Positivity, oh, everything's perfect. I'm just going to just pretend that everything's okay. No. Do you know what? In those days when you might want to cry or you might want to let something out, let yourself have that permission. Feel all the feelings, but don't become them. Let them come through you and let them go, and just be like, okay, do you know what? Take the control of it. I allowed myself to let this emotion come through me today and to feel this emotion really strongly. But it's not me, and I'm not that version. I'm not becoming that, but I allowed it to come through my body. I didn't suppress it.
Thank you, Shami. I think and Dr. Angela had a question.
Yeah.
Marie, that was wonderful. And I love that answer that you just gave, Camel Crate. That's a lot for us to absorb and take in. If you are, for a lot of women, for example, they may be married, they're in a household, especially for ethnic minorities, they're probably living with their mother or father-in-laws and so forth. So they cannot take themselves out of their environment almost 24/7. How can they really get out of that negative field if that's what they're embedded in every day? They've got routines to do, to serve, being a mother, being a wife, everything. So how, to think positively is it's not easy, but and you don't get the time frame to actually reframe a lot, really. So what would you say to that?
No, I 100%, and I love that you've provided that, because again, it's okay for us to think about our situations and our environment, but actually, yes, it's important to consider different environments. And I'll be completely honest with you right now. I'm not even in an environment that is actually very supportive of my mindset and my vision and my goals, and I'm often faced with very opposing views. I don't have children, so I don't have that I guess that responsibility of, like, I can't just go out for a walk and not think about anyone else, whereas I'm privileged with that, of saying I'm going to go for a walk right now and give myself some time to consider everything and take a moment. But I 100% appreciate that. But still, with that in mind, with children or with another partner, there will still be, and I know it might not be in that moment, but there will still be times in your day where you know that you have some time to yourself. And although it's tricky, it's just being aware that you can I just share something else? And this is a bit out there, but I'm going to share something that I actually did. I'm going to be very vulnerable right now. There was a time where I didn't realize, but I was very much running. I was running from everything, and I was very much going from like discovering now about the power of words and transformation, and then now being like, oh, I'm not speaking to those people, I'm not interacting with those people, because actually I don't want all that negativity in my mind, I don't want all of this. But that's not love, that's not true acceptance. And if we want to really make an impact and be of love and service to all, then we have to accept all at the capacity they're at. So going back to that, sorry, I just got really sidetracked, and I don't know why I brought that up, but I felt like someone needed to hear that. I've just lost my whole train of thought. Oh, yes. So when there was a time with this particular person who was a really, really important person in my life, but I actually couldn't just cut the ties with, because we have relationships. We can think, okay, do you know what? I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. But there are some relationships in our life, for example, family, that we can't just start cutting everyone out of our lives. We have to accept them at the capacity they're at. And what I found was really, really transformational for me was believing that even when you're not physically having that conversation, just you connecting to your heart and seeing, because in every single person, even the most, in quotes, evil person in the world still has something good about them. And connecting to that instead of the other. Love is the highest vibration. So when we connect and we see only the love and the goodness in someone, even when something is coming at us that is not so loving, not so kind, when you connect to that and you really focus and explore more on that and see the goodness of that person, that changes your perspective of everything happening around you. Because it's switching your mindset from that victim mindset, that poor me mindset, to, okay, well, do you know what? I have a house over my head right now. I have these beautiful children. I have this partner that I'm with right now. Okay, that partner might not be my best fit, but actually, what does he do right now in this very moment that actually is something kind? Is he pouring into this family? Maybe not in the most loving way, but what way is he showing up? And just seeing the goodness in that situation. And then, but ultimately, we want change, we have to be the change. And it's like, it's not easy for people, especially when they have kids and maybe financially they're supported by someone else. But you have to just trust and believe that when you make that decision and you are acting in your highest good, that you will always be supported. Always. There was a time where I was sleeping on people's sofas because I decided to leave my secure job and my home, and I had so much optimism, so much like everything's going to be amazing. And I ended up being like, okay, I got all my things in a suitcase and now I'm sleeping on someone's sofa. This was not really what I imagined my life to be. But you know, I made that choice. And even though in those moments I was like, well, nothing's coming, I still had somewhere to sleep. I still had food coming to me. So there's still, even in that mess, there's still a blessing. But we have to be the brave one to make the change. And I think sometimes people stay in those situations to have evidence of this is why this is happening in my life. And that's a really, really hard pill to swallow. But it's like, believe in yourself and believe you are worthy of more. Always. I hope that answers your question.
It's a wonderful answer. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Angela.
I think
I
when
have a
power
small
of
question.
gratification comes, everything which is getting negative or your entire mess vanishes away.
And that's one thing that I can wholeheartedly say is when I look back on everything, every single thing in my life, even from down to when I was a child, I was always taken care of and supported. Always. And we all are.
Yeah.
But remember, what we focus on expands. So if we're going to focus on that and that being our only choice and our only option in life, then we have to think about what's coming more into our life. Be brave. Know your worth. Know what you are worthy of and deserve. And that doesn't mean making a decision now and being like, right, okay, I'm going to leave him, blah, 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 or whatever. But just know that when you believe that you are worthy of more and you have whatever you think it is that's going to support you, I promise you, you will be supported. And just be wise and take those steps and just know that you are gonna, even when it feels like you might be falling, you are always gonna be caught. You're always gonna be held and always loved.
I think Ajay was saying something. Ajay, you want to ask something?
I just have a small question.
Yeah.
I'm a I'm in product-based industry, and I would like to know how you should have a product, how you should have a growth mindset while we are 12 days away from 2025 now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put any light on it if it is possible?
So in relation to what though? Into your
As a
product? What,
as a
can you just
business
give me a bit more clarity?
as a business owner, you should have
Yeah.
a growth mindset, yeah. And we are approaching New Year with the new you concept in
Yeah.
mind. What do you suggest in that case?
So do you mean this in relation to a product right now, or one that you're thinking
No,
to?
in general, as a leader, how you should have a growth
Well,
mindset.
okay.
Basically,
What's your intention?
bas-
What's your
basically
intention?
asking for a growth mindset
Yeah.
to have if you are in a business or maybe whatever.
Any
Like
single thing.
we
Mm-hmm.
talked about positivity, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's
So,
asking
but what
if
I'm wondering,
I'm working in an IT industry and he's a business owner, so
yeah,
what growth mindset we should have being an IT employee, being in service industry, and he being in business.
yeah,
Positivity is the key. We all know
yeah,
positivity is the
yeah,
yes. Like you mentioned that for reaching our goal, we have to
yeah.
think that okay, we want to go ahead with this one. We should go ahead with it without thinking
Mm-hmm.
of obstacles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, thank you for sharing that. That's really lovely because again, everything, your principles and your values should apply to every area of your life. So I really appreciate you bringing up business because everything is all aligned. So with that in regards, have you so I really appreciate you working on your mind and your mindset. I'm assuming you have employees, is that correct?
No. I work under NHS, but I got my
Okay.
private business, and as a business owner, you do have a what we say challenges in businesses.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you need to make it sure those challenges are being. You need to be confident that whatever you're going to do, it absolutely right. Sometimes it is not in your hands, but still, you go
Mm.
towards it basically.
Okay, so going back to intention and belief, do you wholeheartedly believe that even when that challenge, which I like to call an opportunity for growth, is being presented to you, do you believe that it's coming to you to destroy something and to create more chaos and negativity in your life? Or do you believe that it's expanding you for your capacity to receive more? Because they don't come, by the way, they don't come in little bows and little cutesy packages. And I know that's really hard to comprehend, but when you want to open your capacity to receive, when you really, you want to leap with money, with anything, that takes some cracking open. And I know when we're in it, it is not fun. It is like, what is going on? But I promise you, in that mess, that chaos, that destruction, if you can keep yourself calm and centered, and you can just believe, okay, I can't see the end to this right now, but I know that this is giving me the capacity and the skills and the motivation and the wisdom and insight to next time when this comes, I will foresee this and I will expand from this and I will develop even further from this because I've been presented with it for a reason. We can read a book, we can read and read and read and read, but you know what the true learning? The true learning is when you actually have to just get on with it and face it and be like, wow, I do not want to experience that again. And I'm not saying we're drawing more of that into our life, but sometimes in order to expand our vessel, you get a and
Oh, thank you.
I could say the same thing right now. I had something recently come up and I went a little bit into why is this happening? Poor me. And then I went, no. This is expanding me because something even greater is coming. Because it's important you have those beliefs. Just know and believe that this is expanding you for something even greater because maybe you're supposed to start getting some employees because you need to be taking on more responsibility, more expansion. I hope that helped.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It was very encouraging. Thank you.
Any more questions, anyone? I don't think so.
No
So we can wrap
problem.
up the session. Yeah. Thank you, Shail. Thank you so much for the lovely session, for the positivity.
Well, thank you all so much. And if any of you want to send me any feedback, or I would love to always hear how you all felt about the session, and feel free to connect with me. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today, and thank you so much for organizing this, and I'm excited to see what continues to grow and develop and expand for all of us. No capping.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you for
everyone.
the
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for your
You're
message
very
today. Very amazing. Thank you, Mommy,
Thank
for inviting me also. Thank you, Dr. Ishima. Thank you. Thank you. Dr.
You're
Brown,
very
thank you.
welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
taking
you.
time out of your day today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. That was a great one.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Be muted.